Here we are, it's day 2, where we are going to set the setting. Now we already should have our character and we should know kind of what they're all about. If you have a character that you care about, now we got to have a setting kind of that makes sense with that character. So, why do you need a setting? Now this is going to help us imagine the story better. And this is really important right here. Stuff will happen because of the setting. In some cases, the setting is the antagonist itself. You know, the harsh desert is what you're trying to survive. You're fighting against it. And so a setting can be its own character. So is it going to be silly? Is it going to be dangerous? What's going to be happening because of your setting? So we're just going to get started with a general setting. It should be exciting. It should be important to you. Now, if it's real, be ready to research it. Like if you're saying it's in Paris, you should find out, how do people get around in Paris? What are the subways like? What's it like to walk into it? It can be unreal. It can be like a video game world too, where you're making it up. Or you could go into something known, like the Harry Potter universe. This would be called a fan fiction, and people write them all the time. You can have a few smaller locations, like my whole story happens at home, it happens on the sidewalk, and it happens at school. And don't forget, you can always add more later. I have these random ideas available on the handout because we could make some interesting stories with a little bit of effort. So let's make maps. It's optional to make more than one map. But if we make maps big and small, this is going to make it easy to write the story. So if you see that you walk past something, if you have a map and your character walks from home to school and they walk by the crazy cat lady house on their way to school, then that is a whole storyline, a whole part of that story. How they feeling as they walk by or anything else. And by making the map, writing the story is going to get much, much, much easier. So, some pro tips for us. The story almost writes itself if you have a rich setting and well-developed characters. So in 2 lessons, we're going to be describing a setting, and so describing them well is important. We don't have to describe it, we just have to kind of figure out what they are today. The setting can be a character in the stories if you let it kind of get in the way of the characters. If you're in a desert and now you have a vast distance to cross, now that's the setting kind of getting in the way of the characters. And different characters can see settings in different ways. So if you have a school as a setting, you can go back to your character sheet and say, he feels this way about school, and then go to the other character sheet and say, she feels this way about school. And so when he's looking at being at school, he's feeling the way he feels, but she's feeling something totally different, even though it's the same setting. So that's something you can consider as a pro tip. Now, on at least one separate sheet of paper, we're going to have a map. I've got the details for 3 different maps, but it's optional to make more than one. So one map that could have everything that you kind of have going on. If it'd be helpful to have a town map, that would be great. You know, where's the store, where's the school, where's the park, where's your house, where's the villain's house. All of that could be great. If it'd be helpful to have a country map, you know, over here is Mordor and over here is the elves. That would be amazing too. You could confine yourself to just an indoor space too. Map 3 could just be, here's the layout of the school, and here's where the gym is. It doesn't have to have a ton of detail, but mapping will make the story much easier to tell. So this is our work for today. Make sure you take a look at the more ideas at the bottom of the page here, and go ahead and develop your setting. Tomorrow we're making a plot, so we need to have the setting all the way done. So good luck.